Welcome to Amazing World. Today here I am again to specify a beautiful topic that never be imagined that can it be built up by ordinary person. So please stay with me to find out the top 15 most amazing and exotic houses in the world. Number 1. Bart Prince House. Located in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Being onion-skinned or too sensitive. Another habit or attitude that we need to change is our being too prideful, which usually results to being oversensitive. If we think highly of ourselves, then we have the tendency to put a wall around us and that signboard on our forehead saying, "I must be respected." Therefore, when someone makes a joke or a not so positive comment about us, we feel like we are not respected and we get offended. If all people in the country do not know how to accept constructive criticism, then we can never expect unity. Number 2. Dar alHajar. Located in Yemen. This striking rock palace is not a hotel or a museum. It's not even a primary residence. Dar alHajar was built as a summer home by Imam Yahya in the 1930s. And it's a stunning example of rock-cut architecture. Standing at the base of this imposing structure, you have to crane your neck to see the top. The palace has since been restored so that visitors can buy a ticket and get a breathtaking 360-degree view of the surrounding landscape. Number 3. The Bubble House of Tourette-sur-Loue, France, is only 35 years old and has yet to be finished, but that hasn't stopped the French Ministry of Culture from listing it as a historic monument. Designed in the 70s by Hungarian architect Antti Lovig for fashion designer Pierre Cardin, the Bubble House is futuristic yet organic, with lots of built-in furniture and oval, convex windows. The design is meant to take optimal advantage of the volcanic Côte d'Azur landscape, and its windows certainly provide a beautiful view of the Mediterranean. Number 4. Wooden Skyscraper. Nikolai Sutyagin, a former gangster, began building this wooden skyscraper in Arkhangelsk, Russia with the intention of it being only a two-story building. But a trip to see wooden houses in Japan and Norway convinced him that he hadn't used roof space efficiently enough, so he kept building. First I added 3 floors, but then the house looked ungainly, like a mushroom. Number 5. Upside Down House. Polish businessman and philanthropist Daniel Zapuski built the Upside Down House as a statement about the communist era and the end of the world. It took 114 days to build because the workers were so disoriented by the angles of the walls. It certainly attracts its fair share of tourists to the tiny village of Shimbark, who often become dizzy and seasick after just a few moments inside. Number 6. Hang Na Villa. Looking like something out of a child's fairy tale gone wrong, the bizarre-looking structure in Dalat, Vietnam was built by the daughter of Ho Chi Minh's right-hand man. Madame Hang Na created the Hang Na Villa, now known simply as Crazy House, to reflect her interest in art and architecture. Number 7. Toilet-shaped house. The world's one and only toilet-shaped house was built to mark the launch of the World Toilet Association, a campaign for more sanitary restrooms worldwide. Sim Jae-duk, nicknamed Mayor Toilet, had the 4,508 square foot concrete and glass structure built in his native city of Suwon, South Korea. At the center of the home is a glass-walled showcase loo that produces mist to make users feel more secure. Sim, who was born into a toilet and has made clean restrooms his life's work, now lives in the home. 8. Elefant House. Called the Elefant House for the look of its entrance, this sculptural home was created by artist Michael Kahn and his wife Lita Levant with found materials over a period of 28 years. Elefante and several outbuildings occupy 3 acres of land and incorporate rocks and scraps from construction sites. There was never any kind of floor plan for Elefante. Number 9. Inversion House. When 2 old studio buildings owned by the Art League in Houston were set to be demolished, they decided to take the opportunity to turn them into a temporary art installation. Artists Dan Havel and Dean Ruck sculpturally altered the 2 buildings, peeling off the exterior siding of the front building to simulate the appearance of a funnel-like vortex. The opening was actually a tiny hallway, only kids could fit through it, that passed through the 2 structures and emptied out into an adjacent courtyard. Number 10. The Shoe House of South Africa is the work of artist and hotelier Ron van Zyl, who built it for his wife Yvonne in 1990. The Shoe House is a little museum of sorts, showcasing Van Zyl's wood carvings. The Shoe is part of a complex that includes an 8-chalet guest house, campsite, restaurant, pool and bar. Number 11. Mushroom House. Architect Terry Brown created this much-maligned Mushroom House, an unusual piece of architecture situated in a rather upscale area of Cincinnati. Brown's architectural style developed when he began experimenting with materials like wood, colored glass, shell, ceramics and various metals to create irregular shapes that mimic those found in nature. A professor of architecture and interior design at the University of Cincinnati. Number 12. Floating House. An optical illusion. Trick of Photoshop. Nobody really seems to know much about this supposed floating barn, which was reportedly located in Ukraine and may or may not still be standing. Cantilevered barns do exist, mostly in the Appalachian region of the United States. Number 13. The Space House in Signal Mountain, Tennessee was built by Curtis King and his sons in the 1970s and is quite a draw for curiosity seekers in the area, who have been filing by and taking photos for decades. 6 concrete support pillars look like landing gear beneath the main part of the building. The Space House sold on the auction block in March 2008, but the buyer defaulted, so it's being offered for whatever the public is willing to pay, on December 14. Number 14. The Crooked House. Design was inspired by the drawings of Polish artists January Marcin Zancer and Per Dahlberg, which have a whimsical and Dali-esque feel. It's not actually a house, it's part of a shopping complex. But it's very cool all the same, with its surreal angles and blue-green glass. Number 15. Hundertwasser House. Austrian artist Friedenreich Regentag Dunkelbunt Unterwasser may not be well known across most of the world, but anyone who has visited Vienna knows of his iconic creation, the Unterwasser House. It's an apartment complex characterized by patchwork paint, undulating floors, the incorporation of vegetation and a facade with seemingly no rhyme or reason to its structure. Thanks for watching. I hope I enjoy. See you in my next video.